It's not really V-TEC, but it kinda is. So, back in 2007, when General Motors was starting to get creative, they had decided to release an engine in one of their higher, top-of-the-line trucks with V-TEC. But the problem was, it wasn't V-TEC. What it was variable valve timing. I've been, granted the use of this truck for a day or two, and what essentially GM's sort of design was is that they wanted to release a sort of promotional engine that would show some new technologies to them that a lot of people hadn't really seen in a truck before. And what they came up with was the 2007 and a half Silverado LTZ with the V-TEC Max 6-liter. And what was so great about these is that they weren't an LQ4 and they weren't an LQ9. What these were the L76 engines that had, I do believe, a 9.6 to 1 compression ratio and made about 376 horsepower or 375, somewhere in there. I don't exactly remember off the top of my head, and about 375 foot-pounds of torque. And how they achieved that was with an aluminum blocked, obviously aluminum head, 6-liter with up to 50 degrees of rotational cam timing. And what this allowed for was an advancement or retardation of the cam depending on how the vehicle was running, or if the vehicle was tuned for fuel economy or power. And what has happened with this is that we recently found out, and it's become more apparent that there's somewhat of a switchover feeling between, possible cam movement right around 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. Why was this significant? Well, this allowed for power to still be there with, different cam timing options, but still retaining good gas mileage. Now, on this specific truck, even though it's been tuned and whatnot, they did come from factory with active fuel management, so it would shut down 4 cylinders if it needed to run sort of 4-cylinder mode, or it could disable that about instantly if you got into it because you needed the power. It also has variable valve timing, obviously, but the important thing is that the active fuel management has been tuned out of it, and that the variable valve timing, that we still have loads of potential to do with this, as we haven't found the entirety of the potential for it. Now, moving away from there, let's move on to the truck. Alright, so now that the truck is cleaner, let's go demonstrate the crossover point. However, before we do that, it is a L76 6.0 V-TEC Max with 240,000 miles last time I knew, and a 4L65E, which is just a wee bit stouter than the 4L60E, even though it does have issues with 2-3 shifts, with memes all over. And it has wrapped Texas speed headers and a Y pipe back to a custom exhaust to 4 tips that we saw, well, maybe we saw 2 earlier. And it has intake piping that was done by the owner. Custom, all fancy and whatnot. So let's do that. And it is trying to start to snow, even though it's not going to, but you know, just freshly more somewhat washed. This also has an exhaust cutout that's a little bit between the middle of the cab, which I will not be demonstrating right now. Also, the truck has been tuned with a Diablo Sport tuner. It has been engine tuned that way, so it has a little bit higher shift points and a little bit richer up top. And the transmission has also been tuned, so it shifts harder. Yeah. Lastly, right about here, I'm gonna just put it into park real quick. Right about here is this little thing. Crossover roughly 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. That was maybe 2/3 throttle, so it's got a little bit of pep to it. Alright, so if you enjoyed, do drop a like on the video. If you learned something new, please like also. If you want to comment and say something, do comment down below. And if you would love to, I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe for more car content. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.